Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to BUB'S World for the No Faces Comic Chat. With me, as always, hailing from the great state of Florida. All right, we're having a little tacticular difficulties. Well, I think he's here. Hold on, is he here? He's here. Metarog.
Hey, sorry about that. Little snafu there on the phone front. Great to be here, Bub. Man. Thanks again for having me and putting up with me all these years.
Oh, that's not near as much as your wife probably has to.
That's true. That's very true.
We don't envy her position. That's for sure. And with us, in addition, you guys, you know him, you love him, and you clamor and you cry every time he's not here. DS Comics.
What's up, guys? Good to be here. I'm not sure people love me as much as they know me, but I appreciate any of it.
Well, the more they get to know you, the less they love you, but we'll still take it. And
that's true. There are quite a few people who don't know me well enough yet, so they still think I'm all right. So that's good. I'll roll with it.
Absolutely. I'll take that free press. And with us on occasion, and here on this occasion, Jambo Comics.
Hey, guys. How's everybody doing this evening?
All right. Let's see if we can keep that energy up all night, Jambo.
I will try, man. It's going to be really hard, but I'll try. You're asking a lot already, you know.
All right. Let's see. Let's see. In the chat already, we've got, oh, goodness. Well, first, because Collecting Chaos is already tipping the hat on this one, does anyone remember what our team name is for this evening? All right. We've got an eager beaver. So let's go ahead and hear from the eager beaver, Jambo Comics.
I should know this. I studied for this.
Oh my.
The annual collectors.
I'm sorry. I think we're confusing that perfectly placed Stan Lee figure for an eager beaver. So apparently that is not the Betty we're looking for. Let's see. We had another somebody here who had their hand up that knew it.
It's the attack of the 50-foot woman there.
I know. Look at that. Who had their hand up? Who knew it? I don't remember.
DS had his hand up.
Okay, Roger's talking. That must be him. No. All right, Roger. What's the name of the chat?
No, go to DS. I don't remember. Go.
That was the name last week. Try again.
Move along.
All right. He's in abstention. All right, DS, do you know the name of our chat this a week?
It was the 38th parallel bicentennial.
Son of a gun. I'd kick you out if I wasn't so doggone pleased you were here.
Oh, that's not it, man. I thought that for sure was it.
Man.
Whatever. All right, I'll have to save this show like every week. The answer was the 38th semi-annual bi-weekly specials.
Wow.
You're welcome. Yeah. It almost didn't fit in the box. I had a real hard time.
And you wonder why we didn't remember.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was lucky I had spelled semi-annual wrong the first time, or if I hadn't corrected it, it wouldn't have fit in the box. Yeah.
My graduate thesis was shorter than that sucker.
Was it really? Well, I tell you, we're going to let you go on the, we're going to let you go first. But first, someone needs to tell us what the topic is for this evening. Jambo.
Special issues.
That is virtually almost correct. Go ahead, Roger.
Well, that's correct. But it's a bit vague. Yeah.
Yes, it's kind of like every square is a rectangle, but not every rectangle is a square.
Correct. Yeah. Right. It's correct in the macro sense, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think we're talking about milestone issues and anniversary issues that have some significance outside of just a regular run issue.
Right. So it's not about its story or anything like that, but more of a publishing, emphasis.
Right.
Or a special by any other name, I guess. But really, we're looking for anniversaries. He got the email late. Don't worry about him. He's doing good. All right. So we appreciate everybody for joining us. Roger, you want to shout out the old Chatterooski there? There shouldn't be two. Oh my gosh, there's already 15 people here. Roger, can you do the abbreviated version of the old Chatterooski?
I'll try. You know, I have problems with doing that, but I know that early on we had Unruly Simeon, the ubiquitous here chat superstar that he is. Las Cruces, 1971. Thank you.
Yes, and I think that the entire YouTube community should band together to buy this man a YouTube premium subscription.
I agree.
Because if he doesn't have one already, this poor guy's been getting hit with so many advertisements for all the channels and YouTube he watches. He's probably a somewhat semi-comatose vegetable. All right, go on.
The man has made YouTube a fortune for sure.
He has.
Collecting Chaos, our buddy James from Texas is over there.
He would have added quarterly. The 38th semi-annual quarterly bi-weekly specials is what he would have went with.
I figured, you didn't want to go overboard is what I told him.
I know. Listen, Roger, you're going to have to pick it up, all right? Let's go.
All right, Ben Compton's here, our buddy who's a big supporter here. Beefit. I don't remember seeing Beefit before.
Beefit has been a long-time recent supporter of my channel. You leave him alone.
Oh, okay. My buddy Mike from Ocala Night Tiger Comics saying, hello, comic book junkies, unite. Yes. Steve, I love Disney and comics. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you here. Of course, our buddy from North Carolina, Super Us 9000. Chaos in Comics, that bastion of comic knowledge is here. And Bad Dad
and he's an eager beaver.
And of course, here's another one of those chat superstars that should, YouTube should pay them. Jackson Roy Kirk. How you doing, my friend from New Orleans? And I think that is it for now, Bub.
Fantastic. And I want to give an extra special shout out to Brett Bottomley because I stepped all over Roger's shout out to him. And also because I think I might owe that guy $20 for a contest he didn't win. Listen, the weather's going to be rough next week. I didn't want you waiting by the mailbox in frigid temperatures. So just hang tight for brother. All right. Good to have everybody here. All right. It's enough spotlight for Roger. His books will start melting. All right, let's see. What do we got? All right, here we go. So our chat talking about annuals and special occasions, anniversary editions, and Roger will, I'm sure, tell us what he thinks of that. So even though he just talked for a while, let's go ahead and throw him up and talk about what he's got on display. Let's talk to DS Comics.
All right. Yeah, I like this topic, actually. I don't own a lot of these, but in my younger years, and even when I got back into the hobby, what is it, like 6 years ago now, 6 or 7 at this point. Like the annuals are really cool books. They're usually worthless. Nobody bought them. Nobody kept them. But when you find them and you read them, they're cool. They have cool stuff in it. They usually don't have anything important because they're usually like between seasons, so to speak. But occasionally you get something like that GSX where they just blow out a whole new team in an annual or something. But usually it's just random stuff and good stories. And there's a lot to them. So they're fun. And so I figured let's start off with the only one that I own, which is Avengers Annual 2. Pure cover buy, but it's actually the first appearance of Scarlet Centurion. I have no idea who that is. But I don't know. Avengers Annual 2, this is a book I've probably seen hundreds of times before, but I didn't really pay attention until this year. Somebody showed it, and I took a look at it, and I realized it was such a cool cover that I had to get one. So then I was able to lock down this 8.0. And when it comes to, these annuals are always square bounds, so they're tough to find in good shape. And, I like my square bounds with nice square spines and no color breaks, and that's this one. Here's what I think, like market related. Probably, 3 years ago, nobody cared about annuals except for GSX, and even that wasn't super expensive yet. I've been noticing this year, some of just the random annuals are picking up in price and interest that aren't even keys. They maybe just have a cool cover, or they're just hard to find in a high grade. Some of the Doom covers, the ASM annuals, some of the Thor annuals, stuff like that aren't the ones that aren't necessarily keys, are starting to sell and generate interest. And what you'll find is they're much harder to find in good condition. because there are not as many of them out there. A lot of people didn't buy them. And then, they didn't survive in good shape because of the square bound nature. So, yeah, a cool little niche of books to talk about tonight, of which I have one.
Woohoo! That's a beauty, too. I love it.
Like it's actually a new team versus the old team, and it's got one of each fighting. As you go up the page, you can see the one-on-one battles until you get to I guess there's 2 wasps. I'm not like a wasp expert, but there's 2 of them on there. So I don't know if it's just a new costume versus old costume. Of course,
2 giant men too.
Yeah, 2 giant men. I think it's probably just different costumes.
That old team is going to clobber the new team.
That's what I think too.
Yep.
Yeah. For real.
Thor, Iron Man, and Hulk.
I mean, really, you just take the bottom 2 of that team, and it smashes the whole entire other team, even with the addition of the remainder of this team.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, Iron Man can hold his own against Hulk for a little bit, I guess. But yeah, that's what I think too. Plus, I'm a really big Thor fan, as you guys know, and I don't know, pretty good Thor on this one actually.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But my favorite matchup on this is Black Panther and Hulk. I just think that's just so good looking.
Yep. Yep, he's got a chance.
Yeah, he could survive a little bit. I mean, Hulk could thrash everyone here, really, except for Thor.
Absolutely.
But anyway, yeah, cool book. I don't know. So I got another sort of annual-ish one I'll show. But yeah, so Avengers Annual 2. Pick it up at your local newsstands, kids.
Yeah, good luck with that. And an 8.0 for all that black on the edges of that book is no shabby.
Yeah, it's got a little little wear up on the top edge here. And then there's this little where the staple is, they staple the pages and then glue the cover on to the multiple wraps, basically. There's it's pressed out a little on Captain America's foot. Not too bad, but I mean, that's where the staple is. And then back cover is sharp. Yeah. And, they grade square bounds so tough, usually. I can't figure out how they grade square bounds, but 8.0 off-white to white from 1968, I'll take it.
Absolutely. Fantastic. We have a request from the chat, but we're not going to honor it because it didn't come with $3. So it says Steve wants you to open that up and prove the page color on it.
Well, that can be arranged. I take offers that I can't refuse, and then I will ship you the book, and you can do it yourself.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
I'm very good at that.
That's a win right there. We got the Cantonese comic kid in the house. Always a favorite.
Hey, Jeff.
I have to a small complaint on Jeff, and that's that his thumbnails recently have been very disturbing. You guys didn't know he's been doing a little bit of the old graphic man work on his thumbnails, and he's got his face superimposed on various good girl art. It's very upsetting.
Yeah.
But if you can get past the thumbnail, great content on the old teach you a little Cantonese on Wednesdays too. So he's a can't miss channel. All right. Thanks for a little interlude. Great book, DS, and fantastic knowledge. Now, when we want good books and good knowledge, who do we turn to? That's right, Bub. So I've got. I'm just teasing. I was just going to show these because I picked these up for both of you who watch my channel on a regular basis. I showed these off in a short little haul of opening up those Ollie's mystery packs. And I got two of each of these. And nice Bernie Wrightson Batman for Detective Comics 1000.
Yeah, I like that.
And a nice Jim Lee Superman for Action Comics 1000 as well. Now, you tell me, you ask me, you say, Bub, I gotta know who is more popular, Batman or Superman? Who's better, Batman or Superman? And all I can tell you is Superman only costs $7.99. Batman costs $9.99. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I can say about that. But we'll see. All right. So I was just going to throw those in there. I will not talk as much this evening because we got so many panelists. And guested hosted this poor Southern Comic Geek. We're going to start a GoFundMe for this poor fella. He's got some books been hijacked by CBCS customer service over there in Baghdad, India, or something like that.
Ooh.
He's got some books in Bengali, so we're worried about him. But we'll start a fund going. If it's under my name, don't be alarmed. I'll get you the money as soon as I owe it to you, more than I owe others. All right. So next up, we got let's see. Haven't heard anything from Jambo lately. What do you? Oh, look at the old Shami. Showing the old Shami.
Ooh.
Woo,
Yeah,
good
that's
call.
One of my faves, just for that
Yeah.
reason. I mean, Schomburg in the Bronze Age, you can't pass that up. And always like that cover, but I don't know if you can see it or not. Wondering what Subby's doing with that machine gun there. Thought
You
that
got to
was
clobber
kinda weird.
somebody.
Yeah, kind of weird. Anyway,
Yeah, that's a great issue. It explains the Avengers 72 confrontation with those characters too. Really, really good story.
good stuff.
Yeah, it's a continuation. Didn't they continue it over from that story directly?
Actually, yeah, it's sort of, they sort of went flashback and sort of retconned it, so that explained why Captain America has an original shield and Submariner had his old shorts. It was pretty cool. It's a pretty cool explanation by Roy Thomas, actually.
Yeah, he did
Laundry Day is the reason why Subby had his old shorts. I didn't
Actually,
know if
that's
you
not
knew.
far from the truth.
I didn't know
That's not
if
far
you
from the
knew.
truth.
I'm here for knowledge as well, Roger. You don't have the market cornered on that. Go ahead,
no, I didn't say I
Jambo.
did.
Don't be deterred by Roger. Go on, tell your story.
Actually, he did a better job explaining it than me. This cover here, I've always liked it. I remember seeing the ad for it in comics I would pop up and stuff to read. And just seeing the Invaders going up against the FF was always cool, because you had the two torches facing off. And I don't know what they could do to each other, but
Yep,
not
not much.
Yeah,
Not much.
just like that cover.
Crosses over with that Marvel 2-in-1 and Liberty Legion. One of my favorite story arcs there, by the way.
And always seen this one in the comics ads and stuff.
Cool.
The house ads of Marvel. So always wanted it. Finally got a copy this year, so I was happy about that.
Cool.
Yeah, the FF annuals are really cool. I noticed a lot of people picking those up this year. And I feel like once you get a couple keys and people go after annuals that are keys, then people are like, okay, it is acceptable to collect annuals along with regular comics. And then people start picking up just random ones. And it's a good little category to collect, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
What is it, number 2? It's the poor man's FF number 5. Everybody gets because of the origin of Dr. Doom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the origin.
Yep. First reprint probably of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So don't have that to show you, but
Thanks a lot.
yeah, no, I can't even afford
Just
a
wet
poor
our
man's
beak
comic.
and yank us right off the bottle.
So
Yeah.
there's that.
Oh yeah, sorry, that's good. I like it.
Man, that is an ominous cover, too.
Yeah, pretty cool. And there's an anniversary issue, the 200th anniversary.
Oh, congratulations.
FF.
We'll be talking about that.
Yes,
a little bit.
Roger has been so giddy all afternoon at the prospect of telling us his disdain for such misnomers.
Anyway, yeah, I remember this being a big deal too. You know, I mean, when you were reading the Fantastic Four, you were getting close to 200, and them building up the story arc between them and Dr. Doom. It was a pretty huge deal, and then something happens at the end of it, and you're thinking, "Oh no, I hope that's not the end of that guy." But yeah, I don't want to spoil it for you.
Is that a
They've not had enough time to
Kirby
read
cover
it. This is hot
That's a
stuff
Kirby
right
cover?
here.
Yep.
It is, yeah. Kirby
Yeah, that's a
Snot.
Kirby fist for sure.
Kirby sent out,
Oh yeah, there's a couple of Kirby fists on there, just not in the same guy. 'Cause
Yeah.
you can't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, look alive here. $3 minus $2. This is a lot of math
What?
for me this early in the day.
Well,
I gotta-
Bob, it sounds like half off.
I'm confused. We're blocking this one. We're not quite sure where we're at here. This is all.
I don't know, Bob. I think it was half off.
We'll figure it out. Oh my goodness.
Sparks will fly.
Give him the half off one.
Holy. Look at that waist. You guys look at that waist. That's ridiculous.
What waste?
Exactly. Oh my gosh!
I don't know how our internal organs are fitting up in there. I don't know how that works.
All I know is when they say impossible beauty standards, I say not impossible, just ill-attained. Look at that. Whew. Wow.
Very
all
nice.
right. Look. All right. You happy, Bill? You've derailed the program again by putting it right on track.
Oh. There goes Jambo with his
All right. Night Tiger's fussing. He wants to see a close-up of your books next round. All right, Jambo. You don't have to do it. He's one of those types. All right.
He's one of those types. Well, he just wants to see the comic.
Yeah, he just wants to see the comics. What does he think this is? Some kind of comic show?
He's just hardcore. Get your hardcore comic junkies.
I swear. All right. Who's up next? I think Diaz. Oh, what's this? Avengers in an 8.0, no less. Tell us about it, Diaz.
Deja vu.
All over again.
Yeah, I guess we're just skipping Roger.
No. Oh, did we? Oh, I'm sorry, Roger. We couldn't skip you. Are you kidding me? Roger is a proverbial speed bump of life. There's no way we could get through him without feeling the damage.
I know. I want to hear the salty commentary about anniversary issues too.
Oh, that's right. Hey, tell us about the book on the right first, will you please, Roger? Please, Roger. Tell us another one, Roger. Please, one more before we go to bed. One more.
I'm just in shock. I've never been called a speed bump before, so I'm still recoiling over that one. But you know, when I come on the show, you take your chances. You know what I mean?
That's the truth.
Anyway, yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, but I just wanted to show that, you know, the DC also has its little, you know, shall we say, faux pas and so forth. Now, it is a 300th issue anniversary, which I guess you could say, okay, that's 25 years, except that this is based on Superboy, which was 1948 or 49. So it's really like the 33rd anniversary. But anyway, you know, that's just, again, comic publishers are very chronologically challenged, apparently, because it's like everywhere, right? This one is a good one, Bub. Special, double size, 150th anniversary issue.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so let's do the math here. If it's monthly publication, 150 issues would be about 16 years or so. I mean, yeah, it's way off. Now maybe it goes back to the beginning of the first appearance of Iron Man or something like that.
No, not even.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so even. I mean, 150? Come on.
No. That would be double. That'd be half your life, Roger.
Pretty close. Yeah. Yeah, pretty close. Methuselah was, you know, my brother. So, yeah. No, well, I guess what I
better
mean
than
is,
Kane.
I mean, the 16 years or so forth, but you know, these are the kind of things that happen. But it's double size though, so you got that. That going for it. Here's another one, right? 200. 200 is, they like to do this on 200 for some reason, right? 200 anniversary issue. Well, the problem is that this started as Tales to Astonish, so it's not the Hulk's anniversary, that's for sure. Not even close, right?
Wow.
So that's the kind of funny things that occur here. Here's another 200, but this one says our 200th issue anniversary. Up there, can you see it down there?
Comic?
Our 200th issue anniversary. Is that hedging?
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense, does it?
We'd still have to only put out an issue per year, so it'd still be 200 years.
Yeah, that's right. 200 years of this. Well, now this is the regular series. This is not the annual. Yeah, you're right. Exactly. I just find this stuff funny. Now they did get it right here, Bub. Here they got it right. Right.
Thank goodness.
Here they got it right. Here they got it. Yeah, you know, it's 30th anniversary now. What? Let's see. Amazing Fantasy was August 62, I do believe. So yeah, they got it right. This is cover dated. Cover dated August 62. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's right. So they actually did this 4 issues of these hologram And
So
once every month,
Yeah.
and all the 4 titles. I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, at least it does celebrate 30 years, which is an anniversary. Which, if you want to know by definitions, anniversary, right, means an annual celebration of some sort, right? But but Marvel. Here's a good one though, because it says on the 200th anniversary of the United States.
Oh yeah, the bicentennial books.
Yeah. They got us on that one. I was like, oh, I got them. No, special bicentennial issue. So this is right. 200th anniversary of the United States. Absolutely.
So does that mean that Falcon's outfit has such a deep V because he is actually a bisentient?
No, doesn't.
Okay.
Does not mean that. No,
we were just checking. Have you been reading it lately? You don't know.
I have. Well, no. I haven't read Captain America since 2000 or so.
I mean, they're changing a lot of things these days.
I've heard. Yeah.
Is he still a dude though? So far,
I'm not for the better.
I think he's bisentient.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, bisentient. Very, really good. Here's another one where they got right. Captain America first appeared in 1941, I do believe. So this issue here is his 40th anniversary of his first appearance, not of the title, right? Because once again, this title was originally Tales of Suspense.
It's kind of interesting though that they would refer to Bucky as the living legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, either way, the Shield is sitting at home looking at this issue thinking it's a bunch of BS because he was around before.
Look at the Shield in the background there. Yeah. So that's good. Right. Jambo already showed this one. Another 200th.
Well, that won't stop you.
But here it says they got it right. 17th anniversary because let's see. Fantastic Four came out in, what was it, November of 61, I think. So yeah. That's right. This is the November issue of 1978. So very nice. They got those right. And last one I'll show for this round, John Byrne. And again, that says here 20th anniversary. And again, this is from 1981. So yeah, that is correct. 20th anniversary.
Well, what's nice about that one is unlike many of the others you showed, it's actually in title as well. So Fantastic Four, it's the 20th anniversary of Fantastic Four #1.
That's correct.
So that's nice.
Yeah, and John Byrne was really good about historical accuracies that way. So I'm not surprised that his issues, which is also this Captain America, by the way, are both accurate.
Good deal. I'd like to take this moment to thank John Byrne for Sue Storm's redesigned boob window. I'm going to put that out there. It's not all heroes wear capes. That's where we're at. All right. So let's thank you, Roger.
All right.
What do we got now? We got, oh my goodness. He's pulled it out. Let's go to DS Comics showing something weird.
Yeah, I guess this is an annual, but I like they call it a DC 100-page super spectacular, and it's like its own title. Kind of cool. I like this one. It's, Weird Mystery Tales is sort of the name of it, but it's not really related to the Weird Mystery Tales title per se. That is a separate DC Bronze Horror title. But this is like its own title that collects, it's like a Bronze Horror anthology book. Super cool. And they have a unique cover on this one that's one of the absolute best. So if you were into Bronze Horror and then if you were reading that stuff when it was coming out and then in 1971 they dropped this, I feel like this is as good or better than most of the other stuff was coming out. Now this is different than like superhero stuff because there's not a lot of recurring characters or ongoing story arcs in Bronze Horror. So I can imagine kids reading this at the time or teenagers or whoever picking up this bronze horror stuff in the 70s. And it's just a lot of one-off stories with fabulous art and really good storytelling. It's like the renaissance of horror since the golden age for the first time. the horror's coming back out in its true form and being real creepy and real scary with top-notch artists. So I feel like this is the horror renaissance. And you know, at the time, I don't know that it had a whole ton of fans to it. I mean, it was overshadowed by all the superhero stuff, I guess, which I guess it still is. But if you were into that and you saw this, man, it's a no-brainer to pick this up. And but it doesn't make it any easier to get it now in a nice grade because of the all-black cover, front and back, and then they do these little virgin covers on the back. So a little different than, you know, the Marvel stuff where they just have that, you know, the ad on the back or the white back with the ads on it, the writing. This one, you get 2 covers basically, and the back one's even better than the front one. So yeah, nice little sort of annual horror anthology under its own title, sort of, and 100 pages, pretty solid. So yeah, it's a good one. One of the best writes and pieces of art too.
Another dark black cover with an 8.0.
Yep.
Yeah, I bought this at a con. I bought this, I think, at the con you and me were at, Bub, when we got there real early that day.
Yeah.
I think I bought this there, or it might have been the con after. But either way, I was looking for that con, and I found several, and I just bought this one because it looked the nicest. I thought it was like a 9.0 right off the rack, so I sent it in, and I got an 8.0. Again, the grading on these things is weird, but you know, this one again, no color breaks, perfect spine. I mean, a beautiful, beautiful copy. So yeah, this is really, really one of my favorite pieces in my collection.
Absolutely.
Yeah, one of the very first 100 pagers too.
Yeah, and this is number 4. There's another one actually that has some pretty good writes and art on the front too. You know, I'll pick those up if I find them, you know, randomly. And I always flip through the bronze horror stuff I get raw, and it's really, really great reads. It's, you know, it's easy to just grab one of those. You sit down, you can read through it, and it's just a bunch of one-off cool horror stories. Splash pages are always great in these things.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. I love bronze horror, and this is, I don't know, I actually kind of like this book more than House of Secrets 92.
Blaspheme.
Yeah, I mean, that's a bigger book. You know, the only thing that annoys me about that, it doesn't really annoy me, but I don't like that it's like got superhero status. Like, it's the first appearance. Yeah, but for me, it's just a House of Secrets issue. I have several House of Secrets issues. That's a fabulous cover. Yeah, it's a good first appearance. It's a Wrightson character. It sort of transcends what it is, though, because of the superhero status of Swamp Thing. But this one's just pure cover by, and it's just awesome Wrightson art front and back.
Fair enough. Well, we thank you for showing it to us, kind sir.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you for viewing it.
All right. Now I don't think I'm skipping Jambo. I made him wait last time too, so I'm just keeping theme. You know, I was at a convention recently, and I think I was with Jambo and Al Milgram. Al Milgram was there, and I had brought this book with me and thought about getting it signed, and then I saw a signature, and I thought the only thing that could have made this cover uglier would have been a big Al Milgram signature across the Avengers, which is like the only redeeming quality of the cover. I mean, Mystique's waitress hangers don't look real good. You know, he even found a way to make old Spider-Woman look all janky. And then this looks like I drew it on the back of a notebook in 1987. So it's like, oh my god!
I like that bottom panel, but it could be
like
worse
that one?
still. Yeah, I like that panel. Yeah, it's like Secret Wars 8 reminiscent. I like it.
Yeah, the concept is okay, but the execution, I'm telling you, I'm no artist, but yeah,
it's an underwhelming cover. But you can get better still. Get Claremont to sign that.
Ugh.
Then you're good to go.
The only book I let him sign is my X-Men 94, because that's an ugly cover too.
he loves signing his chicken scratch signature across the title.
Takes up the whole length of the X-Men logo.
Yeah, he doesn't abbreviate anything. He fully writes. He's got a long signature with a lot of ink in it.
I think he puts his middle initial in there. So J Hood's in the house. What's going on, J Hood? Then this one I was able to pick up, luckily. So this is Batman Adventures Annual #1. And it claims to be the third appearance of them there Harley Quinn. Look at that. Isn't that pretty?
Is that Bruce Timm?
Yes, it is a Bruce Timm cover, and he does the art interior on this one as well. Which, as you know, Ty Pendleton did most of the interior art on these. So when you get to the annual, Bruce Timm takes over. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yep.
That's
a lot of time the annuals didn't have the regular artists because they didn't have time. So
it's a teak one. This is in one of those giant size cases.
Ooh.
Heavier than heck. So all right. That's and then we got this book nobody cares about. It's so crappy, I gotta pull it off the wall. So we'll show that one since I didn't want Jambo to have to dig too far in his collection.
Nice.
So there's giant size X-Men number Juan, the Mexican edition. No, actually, no, this is a regular one. Giant size X-Men number 1, 1975. I'm gonna make a claim. The most important annual or anniversary edition ever. Fight me.
Well, it's not an annual. It's a quarterly, actually.
Boom. Got him.
All right. We're going to put this back on the wall.
And I have the proof coming up.
But it claims to be, and it says, I think you're right. I just always assumed it was an annual.
It's a giant size. It's not an annual.
Whatever. Go ahead, Roger. Wait, it's not your turn. You'll have to wait to refute that. All right. Let's see. Yes, that's true. Let's see. The ventriloquist is a good Batman villain. That was a short fight. Yeah, you're going to have to wait on that one. All right, let's see. Jambo, what do you guys say? Told you that Corley needed to be in there. Yeah, you're right. I should have put that in there. Quadra annually. How about that?
So, who came up with the annual concept anyway? Was that a Marvel creation, or is that?
I think Roger did. He was talking to Methuselah, and he said, what's some more of these? We should make some picture books out of those cave paintings, and we'll call them their annuals."
Yeah, they have annuals all the way back to the Golden Age. You want a tough annual to hunt? Look for the Marvel Mystery Comics annual. That thing's a ghost.
Yes,
that thing's a ghost. Yep.
If you can find even like a chewed up, burned copy missing centerfold wraps, or well, they don't have centerfold, but anything, any piece of that you can find is a gem, because I think I know one person that has one and it's completely destroyed, and I never even see it come up for sale. And I'm in Golden Age all the time. Never see it.
It's hard to find Golden Age anything annual.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Roy Rogers is actually printed in Britain, but it's hardbound, and it has.
Well, life's tough on the range, Jambo. Don't be too mean to him.
It's got comic like stories, and
back when men were men and the sheep were nervous.
Yeah, the British like to make their annuals hardbound, and the bumper books also. They like to make those hardbound for whatever reason.
Wow.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
I've never seen that one before. That's really nice.
Yeah, and then there's
nice find.
Another one too. Good old Buck Jones. This one's kind of a early Silver Age, but still
very nice.
We'll take it.
Same thing, It's got the comics inside, and text stories and stuff like that. But yeah, Golden Age was kind of sparse on stuff like that. You just didn't see it too much. But I did find an anniversary issue of
my
Vampy. It's silver anniversary collection.
What year is that from?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, so silver anniversary. So are they saying that's 25 years?
25 years after 69. So yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure. And she still looks good.
But where's Jackson with the snare drum and stuff?
You keep setting those up, Jambo. I'll knock them down every time. What a fine man you are.
So what? That should be 94 then, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking like
that's what we're gonna go with, Roger. Yeah, 94.
Okay. Well, that's cool though. That's cool. They know their chronology at least, right?
Yeah. So they
that's
just
cool.
put silver. They didn't say 200th or whatever issue.
Oh, look at that.
I had to throw that one up there because hey, it's an annual. We get some nice Adrian Barbeau there.
Absolutely. So is that off the movie? I guess
It is movie
Yep,
adaptation.
official adaptation. Yeah.
So they used the adaptation as an annual.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yep.
I thought
That looks like a Morrow cover almost. Who did that?
Looks painted.
Yeah, it's painted, but I don't know if it's Gray Morrow or not. Let's see if they give him credit inside here.
Hey, Christine.
Mark Texera.
Oh, really? Mark Teixeira. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wow, that's surprising.
Yeah. Doesn't
I mean,
look
I
like
like Mark
him,
Teixeira,
really.
but that looks extra for him.
And that is strange. Usually they would do a whole separate issue, like a special for an adaptation. So that is pretty.
Yeah.
That's pretty unique. Yeah.
It's going on the list.
Yes. It's a keeper.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
And
So what annual number is that?
does it say?
All right,
Number
you look
one.
that up. We're going to move on to our next guest.
Number one.
Number
Look,
one.
Stan
All
took
right.
a dive. Sorry, Stan.
Good man. No, he took one for the team. We've
I think
all
he was-
been willing
I
him
think he
to
was
fall
going
over
after-
for about 20 minutes.
Cool.
I think he was going
Yeah.
after Adrian Barbeau there. Yeah.
Who isn't? Wow,
So,
fantastic.
yeah, it's kind of beat, but it's
Sweet,
an annual.
sweet.
Kind of
Very
like the old
sweet.
Flash stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's
like
very
the-
early DC annual. I think Collecting Chaos said the Superman was the first one.
Yeah,
So that's very early. Yeah.
and I don't have that one, so I'll leave that to you.
Very cool. Well, you don't
Someday,
have that
someday, Jambo. Someday.
Jambo's let us down again. Roger, what have you got?
Okay.
Came to disappoint.
Jambo is never a letdown as far as I've seen.
Oh,
so.
okay. I was just checking.
Plus he keeps clobbering everybody on cover slingers. So
Ooh.
Only
I
when you're
just wanted
not
to show
there.
like huh?
Yeah, they
What?
won't let me. Every time I win, they ban me from the show for 2 months.
Well, I don't know if it's because you win, Bub. It's for other reasons. Anyway,
All right,
So-
DS, you ready?
I knew that was coming. You're so predictable, sir.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, the giant size era was really interesting. Essentially in 1974, I want to say, or 75, it transitioned in there. Marvel decided, well, we don't have enough with the regular issues. We don't have enough with the summer annuals. Let's do quarterly giant size issues also. So
My goodness.
a lot of titles did, not all of them. A lot of them did. Avengers got, I think 6 of them. I have first 4 because the other 2 are reprints. And notice it says August up here. And then number 2 is November. If you see there, November.
Now, wait,
And again,
I have a question.
yes.
Is every 4th quarterly giant size an annual?
No, they're still 4 quarters.
What
No,
if it's
and
the first one? What if they put one out in 1 quarter and then they put one out 4 issues later? Wouldn't they be annualized to each other?
No, they'd be
Shouldn't
quartered to
number
each other.
1 and number 4 be shouldn't
Well,
giant
yeah.
size 1?
Well,
you
1 and
don't
5
know.
would be. 1
You
and 5
don't know
would be,
it's a
yeah.
quarter until they put out another one.
No, until 5, at 5 would be yearly, but at 4, it's still a quarter because it starts at that quarter.
But either way, if you
Yeah.
have a giant size number 1, that's not a quarterly book until they put out number 2 3 months later.
True.
I'm just saying.
And they did put out Giant Size X-Men 2, by the way, in case that's where you're going.
I'm just saying
Okay.
that for 3 months, this was an annual as far as anybody knew.
Well, that's a very unique interpretation of you're obscuring the facts here. So here's
Thanks
number
for joining
3.
us. So, DS, what do you got on the old Pepsi? All right, go ahead.
Here's number 3. By the way, these all tied into the regular issue continuity as well. That was the giant size. The annuals are sometimes one-offs, etc. Phil Kane cover, and then number 4 with the marriage of Vision and Scarlet Witch. And now we're back. Now we're at June. So that it started in August and it went all the way to June here now for the 4th. The 5th again. The 5th was just a reprint, so I don't pick up those issues.
I don't blame you. You got to draw the line somewhere, Roger. When you get to 17,000 books,
right?
The line's got to be drawn somewhere.
When I was picking these up off, I mean, what DS said was essentially right in that if you had a choice, you would usually didn't have the money to pick up all these annuals in giant size, but I would get sometimes I would get them as gifts and things like that. So I would say, hey, my birthday's coming up. It was in the summer, so I would get a lot of the annuals that way. So here is the 200th issue of the Avengers. Double size anniversary issue. Again, 16 years and 6 months. Apparently is a celebratory time.
Why not?
Why not, right? Well, And here is Avengers 300. But this time, there's no anniversary. It just...
What?
No.
Wait,
even though it's
did it change? Years. Did it change editors?
Yes, it did. Correct. I think Harrison. But this is the one I want to show you guys. This is Marvel really taking things to an extreme here as far as milking a 30th anniversary, right? Notice this one here, 30th anniversary of the Avengers, right? This is from 1993, so that's true. They started in 63. So notice it says up here, sorry about my camera here, beginning the 30th anniversary celebration. Beginning.
So that means it's 29 years old.
Well, just about. It's right at the cusp of 30.
Well, it means there's more coming.
There's more coming. That's issue 360. Let me put this a little further back so I can show the whole thing. That's issue 360, hollow foil. All right.
Beautiful.
3 months later, 363, continuing the 30th anniversary of the Avengers.
Don't be a hater.
3 months after that, giant size 30th anniversary issue.
That one's got foil knockers. I'm allowing it to pass. I'm gonna let that one go.
So they milked it by putting 3 issues, all different colored. Actually, there's a West Coast Avengers as well. If you want to really get into into the extreme, I just didn't pull.
Nothing's worth having to buy a West Coast Avengers issue, Roger.
Well,
no completed set is worth that.
Well, it was worth it to me, right? The last one here, number 400, and it just says giant size anniversary spectacular. Well, I guess you can make an argument for that, I suppose, right? 400 is divisible into 12. Is it? No, 360. No, 360.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. It's not. So they messed up. Yeah, they messed up. That is not an anniversary. Yeah.
Well, how many pages is that though? Because it's a giant size spectacular. Is it thick?
It's a little thicker. It's
yeah, probably
it's
like
a little thicker. It's like a comic and a half. It's not even double size.
Yeah, probably 36 instead of 24.
Yeah. So you have that one there. That ends the Avengers. I just wanted to go over the annuals for the Legion of Superheroes and how weird it is, right? Because you have the 1982 #1 annual here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you have that's coming later. Hold on. Then you have the #2 from 1983, right? Right up here. You can all see that, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the #3 from 1984. Okay, so, sounds good. Then we have the #4 from 1986. So what happened to 1985? Well, this is what happened. Legion of Superheroes special from 1985. And it came out in the summer, the same as the annual. But it's not called an annual because it's the Legion of Substitute Heroes, so they actually made it a special instead of an annual.
That must have been the strike year.
Yes, right, a strike year. Exactly, right, exactly. So it took me forever to figure out what the heck I was missing from 1985 for the Legion of Superheroes, because I was picking it up all the time, and I was like, I know I didn't miss that annual until I finally found this sucker, and boom, the mystery solved.
My goodness. Oh, we got through it. I feel good about this. My goodness. I thought you were going to say that you didn't want to celebrate the 30th anniversary issues until you had got through the completion of the 29th year, but you went in another direction on me. You totally confused me. All right, you did a good job. Because I was going to say, you sure promote a lot of road to 1,000 subscriber contests for a guy who didn't want to prematurely celebrate. You know,
that's a whole different dynamic than what we're talking about here.
All right, who's up? Who wants to follow that? It's a tough job. DS? Yeah, DS. Oh, well, look at that. Oh, he got you filled with pep.
Yeah, I don't have any more annuals. So just a book I picked up recently, which you probably have seen on my Instagram if you follow me, but book I've been looking for a few years. Yeah, Pep 34. It's a Bob Fujitani cover from 1942. Yeah, I mean, it just really doesn't get any better than this for Golden Age.
Yeah, that's something.
That's pretty.
Very pretty.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty decent colors. This is a tough book, and a friend of mine had it. And he put a price on it, and I was like, done deal. I'll claim that.
I got a question for you, DS. Did this friend used to work for you, and then you fired him, and when he came on hard times, you offered to buy some of his books?
Well, I love doing that, Bub. But unfortunately, this one did not come about that way. But in the Golden Age community, people are always buying and selling and horse trading, and that's just how you make your way in the Golden Age, because books are rare and expensive, and there's not a ton of run collectors. So people will pick up cool stuff, and then they need to sell off some stuff to fund this other stuff they picked up, or they fall out of love with something, or they upgrade. So a lot of the books get passed around among a much smaller community than the superhero, like Silver Age type stuff. So in that community, you often have members offering some of their books to other people in the community. So a lot of it doesn't end up on auctions or eBay or anything. It just gets passed around privately, and a lot of the same money is changing hands. And then, you end up picking up Golden Age stuff. You pick a few that you want to keep really long term, and other ones you decide you've had them enough, it's time to move them on, and you offer it to somebody else who wanted it when you got it in the first place. And so this came around to me. I had to pick this up. I mean, I've been looking for this for years. This is of all the MLJs, which include Pep, Shield, Zip, Top Notch, Hangman, Black Hood, all that stuff. The Archie stuff too. It's one of the absolute best covers of all the MLJ books. It's not number one. It's top 5 probably. So one of the absolute best. And MLJs have such a unique art style of their artists that they have, and it's really off the wall stuff. And then their colors they're so saturated, the colors on the MLJs. And this is no exception. So the colors hold up pretty well over time compared to other stuff, I feel like. So you can get really vibrant colors on MLJs, even ones that are, they're old and they're not high grade. You can still get really good colors. So this is a beautiful copy. I'm super pumped to own this. But there was one Roger showed I wanted to mention. It was a 68 pager or something, some special annual thing, 68 pages. In the Golden Age, I have Golden Age books that were just, random issues, and they're 68 pages. And there's nothing special about in the Golden Age of having a 68 pager or 64 pager. So the thick holders and the really thick books, that's pretty much all the Golden Age. And then when you pick up an annual or a super spectacular or something more modern, it's got some of the thickness that from the Golden Age comics. It's just interesting to see comics getting smaller and smaller over time, and then they offer up the original size as something special when that's where it started. It's just interesting dynamic, but that's how everything goes. Everything I buy now, it's like the same size box and there's less in it. Just that's what happens over time with everything, I guess.
Yep, that's true. Cereals are a lot smaller than they used to be.
That's true. I used to like the family size cornflakes. Now they're small.
Well, with some of the smaller items, I've been buying two, opening them up, taking all the stuff out of one, and just putting it into the other box, and it fits perfectly. And if it's something you're going to need anyway, I just buy two of them and then just put it all into the one box, and it fills the box perfectly. It's such a scam, but whatever. That's the world we're in.
More tips on deluding yourself into happiness. Follow DS Comics at DS Comics PCH.
Well, I make up for it, Bub, because I don't spend money on clothes and I scrape change up off Walmart parking lot. So that helps mitigate the pain. So, you do what
Absolutely.
you
can. We got this. Fantastic. All right, who's up? I've lost track. I'm all confuzzed. I think Roger again.
No.
Jambo, that's it. All right, last round, Jambo. Hit us with your best shot.
All right. Well, I don't know if these qualify as annuals or not, but I'll.
All right. Yes, let's talk about that pep some more. Oh, all right. All right.
Chance to show off my Star Trek. They collected all the comics from a certain time period and put in these.
That's a nice log you got there.
Yeah, it's probably about as close as annual came for those gold keys.
Yeah. They didn't have really. There's a second one.
Ooh, nice.
Nice Mr. Spock. I mean, yeah.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Uh-oh.
Star what?
You got the internet's biggest Star Wars fan here.
That's a good one there. I like that one.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, look at the size of that laser.
Phaser rifle, yeah.
Yeah, phaser rifle, yeah.
The Enterprise logs.
Yep. They reprint, the regular issues.
Best my stuff's looked all night, Bob. Thanks. Here's number 4. There were only 4 of them. They didn't do all the issues of the run, but yeah.
Fair enough.
I don't know why they stopped, but the last one was 35 in this one, so yeah, they still had a ways to go. They ran to issue number 60. That's the last issue.
You got a set of those, Jambo, of the regular issues?
Yeah, I finished it up there about a year. Well, it's not been a year.
Nice.
This year, actually.
Nice run. Yeah.
So
yeah, I like Star Trek and Star Wars. I wouldn't pick one over the other, but here's the deal with me, that for anybody that cares, which is probably a minority of people, but for them,
hey, the minority of people are here tonight.
Yeah, true. So Star Wars to me is Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. That's it. That's the entirety of Star Wars to me.
Mm-hmm.
Star Trek for me is the whole original series, and then the movies that started in the 80s with I can't remember what the first one was called. Probably just Star Wars or Star Trek.
Star Trek the motion picture. Mm-hmm.
Star Trek the motion picture, then the Wrath of Khan, then the Search for Spock, and those 80s Star Trek movies are in with the Star Trek original series. And then I like the new ones. They've done 3 new ones, and the actors are really good younger versions of the original characters. I really like those. So there's really much more Star Trek cinema material that I like than Star Wars. But those first 3 Star Wars films are so phenomenal that they equal all of that Star Trek stuff that I like. So that's it for me on both. And, so I like them both. I wouldn't pick one over the other, but there's more Star Trek stuff that I like than Star Wars, but the Star Wars stuff is so freaking good. So I don't know, just random thoughts.
I like the Star Wars movies probably better than Star Trek movies, but I like the Star Trek franchise much better. And
yeah, I feel like there's more to the Star Trek franchise for me, but I know there's a lot for both. But, and if you go back just in the last 20 years, there's far more Star Wars franchise stuff than Star Trek.
Right.
Star Trek's kind of fizzled out a little bit, I feel like, but Star Wars is going strong.
Well, they're putting more stuff out. It's just not getting as much attention. They just released a new show, I think, this week. So, I mean,
I did like The Mandalorian.
That was good.
That's the best thing I think they've done since Return of the Jedi, really, in my opinion. I mean, I didn't like
I agree.
new movies.
And I'll tell you what kills it after Return of the Jedi, that whole string of Star Wars movies. Yeah, I mean, baller special effects. Yeah, they're fantastic. I mean, it's top notch. There's too much music. It's the anthemic music the entire time, and there's no break from it, and it's just overkill. And for me, it just gets irritating. The stories are all right, the actors are good, the special effects are phenomenal, and then the music. There's this anthemic music over every second of those films. And next time you guys watch any of these newer Star Wars films after Return of the Jedi, pay attention to that. It's just anthemic music constantly. There's no break, literally no break. And it's just, to me, I can't do it, man. It ruins it for me.
That's fair. But
there's no side, when Darth Vader confronts Luke before he chops his hand off, and Luke lets go and falls down and catches a thing at the end, and the Falcon comes, picks him up. All right, so there's a break in the music there. It gets quiet, and it's not, it doesn't have to be constant, all anthemic music the entire time. You need some breaks for effect, and they don't do that in the later films.
That's true, but in their defense, sometimes films can go the opposite direction. Like when I watch the old James Bond movies with with Sean Connery, you see like they'll play the Bond theme, bomb, 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 bomb.
Yep.
I don't want to get a content strike, so I'll I get a contact strike from let's see who's probably giving us, probably Bad Dad. Morris is giving us a contact strike, but you can get a content strike anyway. Like he'll be just walking, checking the room for bugs, and they play the James Bond theme music full on, as loud as it gets, the entire thing, start to finish.
Yeah.
And it can be a bit much. But then later in like the Daniel Craig Bonds, they play like 3 bars of it twice throughout the whole movie. They barely touch the theme, and that's too little. So I think you got to strike a balance. Too much is too much, but too little cannot be enough.
Well, here's the opposite end of the spectrum. If you ever, next time you all watch No Country for Old Men, there's no music in it at all.
Wow.
From beginning to end, there's no music. Nothing. 0. I'm not exaggerating. There's literally no music. That whole movie has no music from front to end, back, totally nothing. It's interesting.
Yeah. I noticed that. That's with Javier Bardem as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh Brolin's in it too, and Woody Harrelson.
I think that movie's maybe like an hour and 45 minutes, and I really enjoy an hour and 43 of it. And then, like the ending is so disappointing. It's so bad. It's a great movie that has no ending. The last time I saw that was like Blazing Saddles. It's like a great movie with no ending,
Wow, what a comparison there.
Yeah.
Well, I prefer my movies to
Monty
just
Python
end.
Is like that too,
Yes.
I like movies that just end. One thing I hate in cinema is the denouement. I hate denouements. Like when it's done, just end it. I'm done. Like the adventure's over, just end it. I don't need a denouement where they have this catharsis and the characters getting back to normal
and all of a sudden all the characters for the whole movie end up in the same restaurant talking about what happened. It's like, stop.
Yeah, and Beef It, I agree. Sicario. Okay, so that's Dennis Villeneuve. His philosophy on music is more about ambient sound than actual music, and he incorporates a lot of the sounds of the scenes into the musical score, so to speak. Like in Sicario, there's this scene in the beginning where the helicopter is flying over Mexico, and the sound of the chopper is incorporated with the ambient music to make an overall theme for that scene. And it is very impactful, and it's extremely well done. He gets it. You don't need songs. You just need sounds. And he uses the sounds of stuff in the scenes mixed with ambient sounds to create an effect. Very well done. I'm a big fan of Dennis Villeneuve and Sicario.
Two opposite ends of the spectrum, but Tron does that very heavily. A lot of ambient tones.
Yeah.
The original Tron. A lot of ambient tones and kind of warbles and just, electronic sounds to keep you in the atmosphere of being inside of a computer. And then if you go on the pop side of things, where you look at movies that are like balls to the wall soundtracks, you know, and you get Apocalypse Now. So that's one that really uses popular music to set the tone of each scene in the beginning, throughout, and then afterwards, and then transitions you, rips you out, puts you in another person as the main character of that scene, completely changing the song with it. So, I mean, there's something to be said for, I guess, like a jukebox kind of movie too, if it's done well.
Yeah. Martin Scorsese does a lot of jukebox type movies. He has some, but then he also uses ambient sounds. And then the Pulp Fiction guy, what's that guy's name? He always has pop music soundtracks.
Yeah.
And then you get like Blade Runner. I was just going to throw in with Vangelis did the soundtrack for that, and it's more of
tones.
A lot of ambient electronic stuff. That's my favorite. I really don't need songs in my movies unless the characters are listening to a song. I need sounds. So Dennis Villeneuve is good for that. Alex Garland has done a few things. He's got that down. I thought the original Tron movie, like you said, sci-fi stuff is really good with that because pop music doesn't really fit into sci-fi movies very well. So they're forced to go in that direction. So I think the best sound you usually get is from sci-fi films, which happens to be my favorite genre. And that's probably partly why.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good stuff.
Doesn't one of our favorite movies, Forbidden Planet, just have like sound effects and the music for it?
Oh, well, Forbidden Planet. Yeah, dude. So that was way ahead of its time because they created electronic sounds for that movie before electronic music existed. So it was very cutting edge and very out there. And then they also, since they didn't have the availability of special effects that we have now in the modern age, they actually mixed animation in with the movie to create some of those special effects, like the laser guns firing and there's the one scene where the creature's invisible, and so they're hitting them with the blasters, and where it hits them, that part of the monster shows up. They're hitting them with so much blasters that the monster's now form is coming out, and you can see it, and that's all animated. So they're using animation with electronic sounds in the 50s. It's phenomenal. That's one of the absolute best sci-fi films ever.
They borrowed some of the Disney guys, I think, over for the effects on that, I believe is where they
I didn't know that, but that makes sense. I mean, the animation, if you watch that, the animation is not cheap animation. I mean, it's legit good animation too. It looks like Disney animation from the period.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Good stuff.
Yeah. We're loving it. We've got way off topic, and poor Roger's sweating in his palms here because he's still got 17 books to show. I don't know if Jambo was done before, but he's done now. Let's see.
Yeah, sorry for the cinema tangent, guys. But
that was fun.
That's all right. It's all right.
Roger, you want to pare that down to the must shows?
Sure. I'm just going to show. Actually, this is it right here. All I'm going to show. There's the annuals when we're talking about it. It's not just title annuals. In the late 80s and early 90s, they used sort of the miniseries concept and amalgamated that with the annuals, and they came up with annual series. So this is a whole story arc. There was a Evolutionary War was the first one, but this one was easier to get to. Atlantis Attacks across all annuals for that summer. I think maybe like Alf or something might have had something else, but so here we have Silver Surfer #2 from 1990. Notice it says it begins here, and then it continues.
Did they get in trouble for reusing the Silver Surfer art on that? Isn't that the exact same as Silver Surfer 1?
It's pretty close. Yeah, it's pretty close. Yeah, pretty close. You're right. Yeah, and then Iron Man Annual 10, and so on and so forth. Web of Spider-Man. At last, it finally happens because these two were like setup issues. And there's Avengers West Coast with the ladies being hypnotized or by Gar there. Here's the X-Men, another Amazing Spider-Man. I went through like all the different titles of the time. New Mutants, X-Factor, Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's spectacular.
There's that really nice Punisher Moon Knight cover. Right there. Daredevil. By the way, Daredevil had 2 annual 4s, by the way, which is a little quirk there. They forgot, I think, that they did it. And did another one. And there's Avengers Annual 18. And then finally, Thor Annual 14 and Fantastic Four, the conclusion, the awesome conclusion to Atlantis Attacks, number 22. Yeah. So that was a way they tried to hook you into buying all the annuals. And these suckers were a buck, no, $2 a shot. So thank God I was working then, because that was hurting the wallet. And I'll end up with the yeah. Hey, that was money
you
back
couldn't
then.
help yourself, could you, Roger? You had to
No,
pick
I
them
couldn't
up.
help well, you know me. Once a story starts, I got to finish it. They knew me. They knew they could
Yeah,
have me.
they had you. They had your number, buddy.
They do. They did. I'm that rare guy who if a story starts and it intrigues me, I got to find out how it concludes. I just went through my Hulk annuals here, just showing you. Here's a Severin Trimp cover, number 4. Actually, they didn't call it an annual at this point. They called it a special. Notice that.
Oh, but that counts, huh?
Because it was annual.
No,
Bob.
that's
It
all
was
right.
annual.
No, I
It's
got
not
you.
quarterly. Notice there's no.
Well, you don't know
month
it's
over-
quarterly until the next one comes out.
Yeah.
Sure.
Whatever. Here's number 5.
Well, you did it, Bub. You pissed off Roger.
Yeah,
Oh man,
I got him.
number
Roger.
6. This is kind of a oh boy, Roger. Kind of a lost leader cover. It's not Adam Warlock there. It's I think her, or some other.
That's going to be worth even more in 10 years.
Some other thing. Yeah, who knows? Here's number 7. Nice burn cover there.
Yeah.
Number 8. I got to get rid of that sticker with the. Notice it's sometimes like what DS was saying, that sometimes that they didn't have a lot of going on. That kind of changed here and there, but in the Hulk annuals, not much really occurred. Like you can say that the Avengers Annual 7 and the Marvel 2-in-1 Annual 2, because that was where the Thanos was turned to stone and all that, but not that much was going on. That's true. Here's a Ditko cover on number 9. And I'm rushing through these. Another Ditko cover on 10. Why Ditko is doing Hulk, I don't know. That's not a Ditko, though. That's not Ditko, I don't think. That's a Milgram. Your pal, Alan Milgram.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. The day the Earth turned green. Yeah.
Oh, that's a cool cover. I like that one.
Yeah, look at that. He's holding the Earth there. No, this is not a prelude to War Hulk. No, it is not.
Yeah, it is. It's a first appearance. Somebody
And here's
Pete
one where
Walker.
they started these annuals. I think they all did just poses, like modern covers,
Yeah, that's my favorite one. I actually brought it up to show afterwards, but you already got it, so I'll just skip this.
Oh, okay. No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm just
that's
running
one of my
through here.
favorite. It's such a cool image. It's like a trading card almost.
Yeah,
I love
it is. Correct. That's how I would describe it. Correct. Yeah. Here's 13 with that monster about to. Who did this one? Is this another? I don't know who did that one. That's nice. And this is Burn. Again, you can see that all through these covers, there's nothing really key about any of these, like DS was saying. So they're cool to collect because they're not that expensive. Back then they were, but later on, if you get them as a back issue, they're not that bad. So, and that's the end. I have the rest too, but they're all the ones with the crossovers into the titles, like this one and all that. So I didn't want to pull all those out.
Yeah, I still need a Hulk 1. Hulk 1 is like, I don't know, they mixed Frankenstein with a superhero back in the early Silver Age when they were just figuring out what they were going to do with Marvel and with superheroes. And yeah, so that's like a bridge between superhero comics and horror comics. It's perfect for me, and it's a good key. So I want a Hulk 1, but man,
tough one.
Yeah.
Tough.
Right?
But honestly, I've been wanting one for a few years, and I wish even though it was overpriced then as well, but now compared to now, it would have been a steal to buy any copy I saw, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean, look,
I've
got stuff like this I can move at some point and get a Hulk 1, maybe. I don't know. I still need a Jim 83 too.
I thought, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be calling around. Some of the people that said that weren't too easy to budge, 6 months ago might be budging today. I'd be throwing out those, hey, how you feeling kind of things.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, I would. Oh goodness. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, my philosophy. Look, I stopped doing want lists years ago because it pigeonholes you and gives you blinders, and then you're you've convinced yourself that you have to get certain things that year, and that might not necessarily mesh with your budget or the market or what comes around, what opportunities you come upon. So I scrapped that whole idea, and I'm just a pure opportunist now. Yeah, there's books I want eventually. There's books I know that I like, that I want, but maybe I'll get them and maybe I won't. And in the meantime, I just am always on the lookout for opportunities. And when a cool book comes up at the right price or whatever, then I can grab it. And it's just, I never know what's the next book I'm going to get. And I sort of love that more than if you have your want list. Everybody does it. Here's the 10 books I'm going to pick up this year, and they just throw it out there in January. You know exactly what books you're going to get or not get. I have no idea what's the next book I'm going to get. Like that PEP 34. That's on my radar. I want one, of course. And then I didn't know it was going to come up, and bang, now I got one. Jim 83. I've been looking for years, and I just still don't have one. And maybe I'll get one, maybe I won't, but we'll see what comes my way. And that's how I do it these days.
Yeah, I understand how that is. All right, has everybody gone their last round?
Yeah.
So I'm out.
All right, good. Good night, everybody. All right, we'll
I think Roger still has some time because he sounds like he's not been interrupted or anything yet.
No, he's not got our bullet. None of us have got the old rolling pin to the head just yet, but
nope.
I don't know about Jambo's little slice of heaven. I haven't been over there yet. He keeps neglecting to invite me, but I'm not going to let that deter me. At some point,
come over anytime, man. You might find me in Virginia or something, though.
Perfect. I don't need a tour. I can show myself around. I believe we'll be just fine. We'll get along just fine. All right, Jambo, you got anything coming up on your channel or any of the channels and which you'll be gracing?
Thanksgiving evening, I think I'm going to be on. It normally would be on Graphic Man's channel, but I think Ratu Orloff is having it because Graphic Man is taking off a couple of weeks. So the 4-color fossils will be on Graphic Man's or Ratu Orloff's channel on Thanksgiving.
Isn't that usually on Wednesdays? Yeah,
they're doing it Thursday. So
okay,
a little bit different. Special.
Yes, they are. All right, let's see. Good deal. Anything else you got coming up?
That's about it, really. To tell you the truth, I might have another haul over the weekend.
Oh boy!
Wow.
All right, Jambo is always picking up those moldy goldies. Good stuff. All right, Roger, what do you got coming up?
Not much. I'll have the 1-minute comic community contest links on Wednesday, actually, because Thursday I'll be busy with the family and all that. And I'm going to have a Christmas show, but that's still a ways around, so we'll talk about that during another chat.
Okay, sounds good. DS, are you going to be anywhere but Instagram lately or coming soon?
Yeah, so my work schedule changed for the time being, and so Mondays and Tuesday nights have been rough for me, but this week I'm free on both, interestingly enough. So Tuesday nights, not every Tuesday night, but every other Tuesday night or so, and Knights is in the chat, me and Knights and JD and other guests sometimes, Golden Age Guru. We do Golden Guys Tuesday nights, 10 p.m. on the Comic Core. So we may be having a episode tomorrow, and if we do, that'll be awesome, and I will be available. And so for Knights, I know he loves this book. I figured I'd throw it up. Hopefully he's still here. So there you go. I'm keeping this on ice for him, by the way.
Oh, nice. Absolutely.
Yeah, this is the second best trade cover of the Golden Age after Action 13.
Fair enough.
The beauty, yeah.
Yeah,
that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
That's gorgeous. All right, and Roger, what have you got coming up?
You already asked me.
Well, nobody asked me.
Well, I guess nobody's interested.
Thanks, Roger. I just want you all to remember how mean Roger is to me all the time. Then he laughs. Then he backtracks for about 10 minutes. But remember the mean part. That's what I'm asking for.
But somehow they never hold it against me, Bub. I don't know why.
I don't know. Thanks for asking, Roger. On my channel. So I've got something big. I got something big coming up. And I'm going to ask maybe after the chat, if you guys will stick around, if DS will give us his customary 32 seconds to talk to him after the show's over. I have a question. So I've got a big haul coming in. Like, you get a thumbs up, but where's the thumb going? I say I've got a big haul that's going to ship out in 2 days. So I got a big box of books coming that's going to ship out in 2 days. It'll probably get here, I figure, sometime after the holiday, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, well, actually, the 24th is Thanksgiving, isn't it?
Yeah, 24th.
No,
25th.
No, that's Wednesday.
Yeah. 25th.
So,
what's today?
Today's 22nd. Today's 22nd.
Yeah, we're falling apart. So I think I think it might show up maybe next Wednesday or Thursday or so. That's my goal. That's my guess. But anyway, when it does, it's gonna. I mean, we're talking a stack that tall, probably filled with keys and just major stuff, right? Filled with major stuff. So do I do an unboxing and show it all in one long hour-and-a-half live stream?
Yes.
Or do I break it up into publishers? And see, I feel bad about breaking it up into publishers because when I do that, like the Marvel video will get double the views of the DC video, and sometimes the DC keys are better, really, even, or harder to get, But when people see that DC in the title, like, I'm only interested in Marvel, So anyway, and especially in the independents get even less views than that.
Just say Bondage DC.
Oh my gosh, I can't handle the fan mail on those videos. Anyway, hey, you guys drop me a line in the chat, or anybody stuck around this long, put it in the comments to the video. So I've got that coming up, and then I have a vinyl haul. I've picked up about 12 more vinyl records since my last haul, so seems to be about my average. So I got to film that, and I usually do that live. So I got lots of stuff going on in Bub's world. So much he can barely keep up with it himself. Whoever that guy is, it's me. All right. So what do you want to tell the thank you for all your interest, Roger. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I'm here for you, buddy. I'm here for you.
You better be. Jambo, what did you want to tell everybody at home?
I just want to tell everybody I appreciate their time, and Linda wants to tell everybody to subscribe.
Oh yes, thank you. Show that again. Well, yeah, I don't have time to pause it. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh wow. All right. Roger, what do you want to tell the fine folks at home?
Well, I want to wish everybody happy Thanksgiving. Remember to stay safe. Hope you have a time that of reflection of the year of no matter how things have gone, there's always something to be thankful for, I figure. So I want to wish that for everybody, and to be blessed and be back.
Thank you, sir. DS, what do you want to say to the fine folks? I'm sure that they're warm words of wisdom for all.
Well, make sure you do your own homework.
That's right. Even on break.
Always. Hey, breaks are the best time to do homework.
That's right. Catch up on work while you're not working. Why don't you?
Exactly.
Yeah. So you say you're having staffing issues at work. Is that right, DS? I can see DS outside smacking cigarettes out of some kid's hand. Get back to work.
Yeah, actually, that's not far from the truth. The other day, on Saturday, I had to do that similar thing several times.
I do believe it.
Sometimes I feel like an elementary school teacher at work.
It's rough, isn't it?
Bunch of adults. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know either. I think the term for adult has come easier and younger for kids these days, but the maturity is much further away. So it's changed a lot. So like I have a few that like I'll talk to them and I'll say, hey, you need to do this. And they look at me like I've personally insulted them. Like I've somehow, by asking them to do something, that I've insulted the level of work they've been doing thus far, which has been largely consisting of scrolling on their phone with a pair of earbuds in. And, they look at me like, why are you being mean? This is why I tell all my friends you're mean. I'm like, what? Like all that is so quickly communicated in their eyes. Yeah.
If you're managing and people don't think you're mean, you're doing it wrong. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, but like you said, it's hard to find good help these days. And
Yeah,
I feel like
but it's true.
I feel like I'm working with a bunch of paid volunteers that like at any moment they could just be like, look, I got better things to do. I won't be here for the rest of this month. And they just leave, you know? So it's different.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway.
Look, I'm at the point we're short staffed, and sometimes I'm covering a lot of hours and doing stuff by myself. And you know, there's a serenity in that because I don't have to talk to anyone. I don't have to deal with anyone helping. I can just get stuff done properly, efficiently, the way it should be done. And, you know, there's something to be said for that. But I'm not trying to work, 50 hours a week anymore either. So I don't know. I try to find the good in everything I do. And then at the end of the day, it's what it is.
It's tough is what it is.
Yeah, it's not easy, but whatever. There's a satisfaction to getting things done right, whether you're managing in a way or doing it yourself. And then, I really don't give a crap what people think about me anymore. I'm not worried about people's feelings or offending people or making people feel comfortable. I don't really care. I'm just trying to get stuff done these days in everything I do. And so I've reached that beginning stage of becoming an old curmudgeon, and that's where I'm at. I can tell. I'm into that now. I'm in the beginning.
Did you say beginning stages?
Yeah, I'm well into the beginning stage.
Yeah, I would call you an advanced novice at best.
Yes, I am an advanced novice. Exactly. That's exactly what I feel about it. Yeah.
All right, we're keeping Jambo past his bedtime. All right, let's. I ain't got nothing coming up. I just want to tell everybody to read a comic. Here, I forgot what we were doing. Hey, we're leaving. Good night, everybody. Read a comic and don't apologize for the glare. We'll catch you next week on the No Faces Comic Chat. Bye-bye.